the best friend the Bible ever had. In today's secular society, there is a movement afoot that seems determined to denigrate the Bible, suppress Christianity in particular, and abolish all religion in general. For example, long-cherished Bible stories and deeply held religious doctrines and traditions are articulated in their most base form and then viciously attacked as unreasonable, contrary to known facts, and acceptable only to the gullible and uninformed. Even the character of God, as described in the Old Testament, is challenged as childish, brutish, and having morals lower than a common man. Sincere religious people find many of these attacks hard to defend, as many Bible stories, doctrines and traditions do defy reason and, in many cases, are contrary to known facts. Even the most devout religious person who is honest with himself must admit that if a 21st century man behaved in some of the ways God is described as behaving in the Old Testament, such a man would indeed be considered brutish and uncivilized. As a result, there has been a gradual erosion of faith and a corresponding increase in non-religious or religiously unaffiliated people, including agnostics and atheists. How can a Christian successfully defend his faith against such attacks? We see three ways. 1. We can ignore all contrary arguments and avoid confrontation by simply saying that God works in mysterious ways, and that we just have to believe. Or 2, can reject the Bible and religion in general, yet maintain faith in the existence of a God who has not chosen to fully reveal himself to his creation. Or 3, we can open our minds to the possibility that perhaps we have misunderstood some parts of the Bible. Perhaps there is some missing information that, if found, would clarify all those hard-to-understand Bible stories and reconcile all those hard-to-explain doctrines. And perhaps by doing so, we will discover that our loving, merciful Creator God has revealed His true self and His will throughout the pages of the Bible, including the Old Testament. Those who chose option 3 will discover that the Urantia Book is that missing link and proves itself to be the best friend the Bible has ever had. The missing link. Some Bible readers resist the Urantia Book, referring to it as a spurious writing that is hostile to the Bible and hostile to the biblical Jesus. But such a characterization of the Urantia Book is so far from the truth. As every Urantia Book reader comes to appreciate, the Urantia Book is the greatest defender of the religion of Jesus Christ. It honors and venerates Him as our universe sovereign and Saviour, and it enhances our knowledge, our love, and our appreciation of Him and the entire Bible. Where the Bible sometimes presents hard to understand and conflicting teachings, especially conflicts between the Old and New Testament, the Urantia Book steps in to resolve those internal conflicts in a way that allows the Bible reader to maintain their respect for the Old Testament without compromising or diluting Jesus' teachings in the New Testament. Where traditions and interpretations of the Bible go against known facts and sound reasoning, the Urantia Book steps in to resolve those conflicts in a way that allows Bible readers to accept known facts and sound reasoning without losing their faith. Additionally, the Urantia Book successfully and effectively defends against all arguments against the existence of a loving, caring, merciful God, and defends and upholds the value and necessity of true religion. We would venture to say that there is no argument against the existence of God or the need for religion that can stand in the face of the Urantia Book. Thus, as man increases his knowledge and understanding of himself and his universe by means of science and philosophy, the Urantia Book will be there to add meaning to science, understanding to philosophy, and value to religion, while continuing to reveal the good and perfect will of God. In a nutshell, the Urantia Book is the cure to atheism, agnosticism, and the growing decline in traditional religion. the agitation of the spirit. In today's world, many Christians are getting restless and are attending church less and less frequently. They feel a kind of boredom with repetitious sermons and perfunctory religious activities. They feel trapped in a box, but do not know how to get out of it. They know there is more out there, but they do not know where to look or how to find it. And they feel guilty for having these thoughts. What they are experiencing is the beautiful agitation of the Spirit of God within them, urging them to keep on seeking greater knowledge and understanding. They are on the precipice of something, but what they do not know. As long as they maintain their faith in God, the agitation and the pull of the Spirit will continue until they are finally led to the answers they seek. It is as Jesus said, "Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives, the one who seeks finds, and to the one who knocks, the door will be opened." We believe all those experiencing a spiritual agitation and a religious restlessness will eventually be led to the Urantia Book. But you can only find what you are looking for by putting aside prejudice and fear and actually reading it for yourself. And since Jesus is the way, the truth and the life, beginning with part 4 of the Urantia Book is the best way to appreciate its values and to hear the ring of truth. When you do, it will be just as the Apostle John wrote, "You will need no one to teach you. The Spirit will teach you about all things, and it will not lie." In the Urantia Book, you will find all the answers to your most perplexing Bible questions, and you will discover why we say the Urantia Book is the best friend the Bible ever had.